What's up, nerds, and welcome to the Nerd History Podcast, the newest addition to the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network. The Nerd History Podcast exists to do what all the nerds love to do the most. Talk about the history of their favorite fandoms until my mom wonders just where she went wrong with me. Each episode will spotlight one particular nerd history event from that week and take a deep dive into the fandom, the lore, the nerdy facts, all of it. I'm Radio Matt. I'm the director of content and resources, for Love Thy Nerd and the station manager for LTN Radio. And with me today and forevermore is my amazing bride, Daedra.
Daedra says hello, etc. I'm really excited that I thought of that.
That's script. Yeah. Today on the show, we are taking a look at the history of Facebook, which celebrates its 20th anniversary this week.
Oh, we're so old.
Launching on February 4th, 2004. That was the year I graduated. It was. Wow. It wasn't even a thing till I was already. I don't understand
how teenagers can still think it's cool.
Right. Well, they don't really.
They might not. Yeah.
I don't think they do.
Facebook is the profile have that
to get into other things
can check on you on, right? And
right.
Have all this.
They're still on Instagram.
Yeah.
And they're on TikTok.
Yeah.
They're not really on Facebook. To be fair, a lot of people aren't on Facebook anymore, but we'll talk about that. Let's take a quick look at Facebook and then give our initial thoughts. Go ahead.
On February 4th, 2004, Facebook was launched from Mark Zuckerberg's dorm room in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Originally named... Lamed?
Pretty accurate.
That was not on purpose. Sorry. The Facebook.
One word, too.
One word,
yeah.
The Facebook. Zuckerberg and his Harvard classmates launched the website as a way to connect college students online.
So I joined Facebook... We both joined Facebook way late in the game. I looked back and I joined in April of 2013. I'm assuming it was around the same time you joined too.
Probably.
I had been Team MySpace at the end of high school. Like that
made me my MySpace.
I did. But that's when, like I said, I was in my senior year of high school when Facebook showed up, and I'm like, Facebook. I got 286 friends on MySpace. I'm not going to start over on a new platform. But neither of us really got into Facebook or really any of the current social media until almost a decade after Facebook existed. So I joined Twitter, and we both joined Instagram at about the same time, too. What was your usage like when you first joined Facebook compared to now?
I would feel like right now compared to back then, it's probably the same. I would just scroll occasionally, and then that was it. I think in between then, I got really, really into Facebook, and I put all my life on Facebook, and now I see 7 years ago you said this, and I'm like, you're so stupid 7 years ago. What were you doing 7 years ago?
7 years
talking
ago,
about
Daedra,
this?
you're an idiot.
Yeah. And so I think that's turned me away from posting now because I don't want to look back.
That's so interesting.
I posted and go, you're so stupid.
I have kind of the opposite effect. There was the time that I was very active in it, but it was mostly humorous stuff I was posting. And so I go back and I get to see that.
Yeah,
it's just
my
funny reminders.
Quirky jokes, and I'm like,
oh, you don't like your humor?
No.
I love your humor. Oh, that's hilarious. So anyway, you started off slow, in the middle, got heavily into it, and now you're back down to slow.
Honestly, what happens to me now on Facebook is I scroll for a little bit, not really reading anything, not really stopping to read anything, and then I get to the reels, and I push on the reel, and then I just keep going in the reels. And that's how I Facebook now.
I will say, at least currently, I prefer watching reels on Facebook as opposed to watching reels on Instagram, where they are actually live. It's where they're posted from. because when you're on Instagram, it's keeping track of what you're watching and it's making an algorithm. But for some reason, when you're watching them through the Facebook app, there's no algorithm. It doesn't remember your favorites or whatever. You just kind of see the random stuff. And I like that a lot better.
That's good.
I don't know if there's no algorithm or if it's just like
it's like it goes
a
away.
light, or maybe resets. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because I'll like for a little bit the kids were really into the hydraulic press thing.
Yeah.
And like so they had me search for it at times.
I think maybe
hydraulic press.
I
But
think maybe
now
if
it
you
doesn't
search,
come off.
I think maybe if you search,
It doesn't come up at all.
it'll keep it in there for a little while.
Yeah, but then it's like it goes away. Then
Eventually,
it's
it will.
like,
Yeah, if you don't interact with it again,
yeah,
it will. I guess there's not that there's no algorithm. It's just not a as permanent feeling algorithm, I guess, as
we're only going to show you this
on
now
Instagram or on
because
TikTok.
that's what you viewed in the past.
Yeah. So, what do you think is the best thing about Facebook?
I
Getting
really
tagged in other people's photos?
No.
They don't do that anymore. Did you know that? They're like not like the facial recognition thing.
Oh, the automatic thing.
Yeah, where it's like, hey, this looks like Bill. Do you want to tag Bill? Like they don't do that anymore. Yeah, they got rid of they deleted all of like the facial recognition information. At least they said they did.
Book out there, and we're gonna be like shut down as soon as I say the book's name. We're gonna be shut down by the government. Your face belongs to me. And it's like all about how they've used facial recognition and just gathered all this data that we've put out there. All these pictures we've put out there, they now have a complete picture of what our face looks like.
Oh, yeah.
And they can just scan a crowd and boop, know who you are. Boop, know who you are. Boop, know who you are.
I'm sure that's more true than not. Yeah.
It was like like the lady that wrote the book about it was like going.
Oh, you're dead. Oh no. Where did that come from?
I guess she was like looking into it, and they like a policeman or someone, like it was the like armed forces were using it, and they're like, yeah, I just can take a picture of you, and then she called him back, and he said something about, I don't know who you are or what you're doing, but after I ran you through the filter, I got blocked. Like they called me and asked me, why are you putting this journalist through our filter, and shut me out of it?
Weird.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's Your Face Belongs to Me. You're going to have to find it and like put a little picture up for everybody.
If it's there, you're seeing it right now on your screen. And if you're listening to this, go watch it on YouTube.
I don't know how we got here from what's the best thing about Facebook.
I really don't
sorry.
understand what happened. But what is the best thing about Facebook?
I really like that I can keep up with friends that have moved away.
Yeah.
Like they all put their lives out there, and I'll just, I can keep
But
up with them. They don't
can't keep up with
me
you.
because I don't post anymore. I'm a ghost. But I can keep up with him.
Yeah. I think the best thing is when they introduced groups.
Okay.
When you could actually join a group and just be focused in on that group with people that you really want to talk with. It doesn't necessarily have to just be your family and friends in there, and so you could have diversified interests and things like that. Because you're right, like at the beginning, I was really into scrolling through everybody's lives and seeing what they're up to. And
do you remember when you could get to the end?
Oh yeah.
Right.
When the timeline was a timeline.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they're like, okay, you're caught up.
Yeah.
Now it's like, hey, here's something you didn't see from 5 days ago. We're gonna put that at the top now, and we're just gonna continuously re-update this so you'll never leave. Yeah, it was a smart move on their part. It was very annoying. But anyway, I used to love that, and I would put a lot of pictures and mostly jokes, but some opinions and stuff out there. But nowadays, it's really like I'm here to manage the pages that I manage for the
work for
companies
you.
I work for.
Oh, that's
and
sad.
then I have like one group that I care about, which is the LTN Facebook community. And that's about it. That's the only thing I want to do. That's the only people I want to interact with for the most part.
I'll tell you, mine is mostly consists of Bluey jokes and the Office jokes for some reason.
You see, I said that groups are a good thing, but they can also be a very bad thing.
Oh yeah.
I joined what I thought would be just a fantastic group.
Mm-hmm.
It's like parents of Bluey kids or whatever. No, it was like dads. It was like, Bluey dads group. I'm like, this is going to be fun. Oh my gosh. I have never seen so much like backbiting, angry arguments over kids' cartoon characters and how we should feel about them who don't exist.
That's the worst thing about
Don't you dare go to
the comments.
Don't you dare go to a Bluey group and give an opinion on Muffin. Don't say you like Muffin. Don't say you hate Muffin. Because whichever opinion you have, you will be attacked by half the group for your garbage opinion about Muffin.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Holy cow. We really did take that question off the rails. What's the worst thing about Facebook?
Oh, we were already talking about that.
worst thing we haven't talked about Facebook.
Ads.
Yeah,
Hate
it really got bad.
Oh,
It really got bad.
it's the worst.
You know what's worse right now, though?
What?
And this is happening on TikTok right now.
What?
I have never seen an ad campaign be this
Vigilant.
Yeah. It's what's the other brand of Stanley Cups that aren't Stanley? The one that you have?
Like, is it Milky?
Milky, something like that.
Macaulay?
They are doing a ridiculous push. I am getting 2 normal TikToks, ad from Milky, sponsored post or live stream from Milky.
Oh, God.
Right in a row. Twice, 2 Milky posts in a row. Every single ad break.
Wow.
I have never gotten 2 posts for the same product in a row. Wow. I rarely get 2 like ad related things in a row. Mm-hmm. And it has been for like 2 days as of recording this, nonstop Milky ads. And there are so many different creators. Like I haven't seen the same one.
Huh. Wow.
It's insane.
Wow.
I can't imagine how much it's costing them.
Right.
To run this kind of
yeah.
this kind of spread, but it's ridiculous. But yeah, Facebook ads are bad. Mm-hmm. I'm really just done with people's opinions.
I agree with that.
Like I'm
also really done with sharing the stupid stuff. Could you just not? Or those I'm gonna tell you this big story, copy and paste, and I'm like, well, now I know that's not in your story.
I was invested. I was praying for you in my heart.
This was from you, and it's not. You just freaking copied and pasted.
Oh man.
Sorry, I think I interrupted you.
You did, but look, you were passionate, and I don't ever want to squash your passion. But no, I'm kind of just done with opinions.
Yeah.
On Facebook. Mm-hmm. I don't unsolicited. let me put that in there. Unsolicited opinions on politics, on social issues, on religious doctrine. Mm-hmm. Unless someone asked you, what are your thoughts on this? Please post below in the comment section.
Which nobody will do.
Well, it does happen. But I want it to be contained there. Don't go to your page. Look, I've been having this thought about how Trump is definitely the Antichrist. Or, hey, look, if you vote for Joe Biden, then you're murdering every child for the next 20 years. Like, it goes so extreme, nonsensical garbage.
Wow.
The religious stuff. The religious doctrine stuff, just nonstop. It's like this Facebook was at one point at the beginning kind of just like a more personable LinkedIn, especially when it started, because it was just for college students, and it was college students connecting. And then they expanded it like, hey, check out what the people you knew in high school were doing or whatever. And, adults joined in. Cool. And then the teenagers got there and they're having fun and they're posting memes. And then the older people started posting the memes and it ruined it for all the teenagers and the teenagers left.
And so now it's just
old like
people fighting.
Old people fighting the air.
Right.
It's just like, here's an opinion that's going to make you mad. And they throw it out there and then someone gets mad. They're like, well, here's my comment that's going to make you mad. Well, here's my opinion back that's going to make you mad. Like, that's what they exist for. And that's why I don't do anything but go to Love Thy Nerd Group. Because if any kind of garbage breaks out there, they squash it. Like, hey, we're here to have fun. Stop it.
Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
LoveThyNerd.com/Facebook, I think. That'll be the Facebook page. I don't know how to get there.
So does MySpace still exist?
Yes, but not as what you think it was. Actually, I'm not even sure if the new version still exists, but it got bought by Justin Timberlake.
What?
Yeah. And it became more of a music-focused platform. Okay. I don't remember the exact details.
Like, would my page still be out there?
Heck no. No. All that's gone.
Shame.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to take a deeper dive into the history of Facebook in a bit. But now it's time for a game.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Hey, you're close to winning. We tied. We tied last week. This could be your week.
Just slowly right
That's
to
what
the
I'm
top.
saying. That's what I predicted that, right?
Yeah.
Second week.
Sure. What do we... Oh, it's me. It's yellow, and that's for me.
You drunk?
See
You're
how
drunk,
much I
aren't
can
you?
screw this up. All right. Each week, we go head-to-head in a game to put our nerdy nostalgia knowledge to the test.
Perfect.
We will ask each other 5 questions, all multiple choice. If we get the answer wrong, we have to guess again. With each wrong answer earns us an X. Did I say that right?
No. Fewest X's at the end. It's helping you.
Fewest X's at the fewest. Go ahead.
Fewest X's at the end of the game. End of the round wins. Yeah. So today we're going to take a stab at some just random, funny trivia. There's no specific nerdy genre. There's not even a category that we're going for now. Like,
Just weird,
it's literally just like trivia that's funny.
random, funny trivia.
Yeah. So let's do it.
Category is funny.
Oh, we need to flip a coin, don't we?
Yes.
Heads or tails, whatever you guess. If you get it right, you get to answer first.
Heads.
Heads. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Heads.
Hey!
Deidre, you're answering first.
All right.
Question number 1. What animal can clean its own ear with its tongue? A sun bear, a giraffe, an elephant, or a chameleon?
What is a sun
I don't know
bear?
what a sun bear is. Oh, Google it, I guess.
Like, giraffes do have really long tongues. But, like, have I ever seen a picture of a giraffe, like, with its tongue all the way at its ear? What?
I'm not going to show you a picture of a sun bear.
Why?
Because the first one might give the answer away. I don't know.
Is it a picture?
It's a picture of a bear with a really long tongue.
Oh, my gosh.
It looks like a black bear, but it had a really long tongue.
Is its tongue in its ear?
No. It is like, it's like all the way down.
Like chameleons, they got a long
Chameleons
tongue.
have long tongues?
Right.
Elephants.
But do they like... Yeah.
Well, elephants have really big ears, so maybe they could flip their ear in and look at it that way.
See, I think elephant's tricking you. You're going to think nose. Nose could go to the ear,
Right, maybe.
but that's not.
I need an answer.
I'm going to say chameleon.
Bah.
Let's go with the sun bear.
Whoa, I thought it was gonna be that.
Giraffe. Okay.
An adult giraffe's tongue is about 21 inches long and is super flexible. A chameleon's tongue is twice as long as its body, but it doesn't have ear holes. It doesn't have ears to clean. That's hilarious.
Wow.
That's freaking funny right there, gang.
Of course.
Which institution has a lower acceptance rate than Harvard? McDonald's Hamburger University, Walmart, Delta's Flight Attendant Corps, or all of these?
Why do they have to throw in all of these? Lower acceptance rate. I'm gonna go with McDonald's Hamburger University.
Nope.
I'm gonna go with all of these then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Harvard accepts just 5.9% of applicants, but getting into Harvard is a piece of cake compared to getting a job in Washington, D.C. Walmart, 2.6%, getting into the Shanghai branch of McDonald's Hamburg University, 1%, or becoming a Delta flight attendant, less than 1%.
Dang.
Interesting. What note do most toilets flush on?
My gosh, what kinds of questions are these?
Funny ones. C sharp. That's sharp, right? Or is that natural?
Yes, that's sharp.
What's natural?
Nothing. It'll just
It'll
say
just be,
C.
it'll just say C? Okay. C sharp, E flat, B flat, or F sharp?
I'm going to go with B flat. E flat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, most toilets flush at E flat. Want to test it out for yourself? According to one blogger, the most effective way to hear the E flat flushing is to blast some bagpipe jigs. The whiny high bagpipe note.
Notes.
Notes make it easier to hear the lower E flat of the toilet. That's weird.
Okie dokie.
What is Captain Crunch's rank? Commander, Lieutenant, Admiral, or Captain?
Captain? Admiral? Commander?
I knew that one.
What the heck?
Apparently, Captain Crunch has been exaggerating his Navy service for decades. He wears just 3 stripes on his uniform cuffs, which makes him a commander, not a captain.
Oh,
I learned that, I don't know how, but like a couple years ago, I remember hearing.
Ooh, I think I know the answer to the next
Last one. What is the closest living relative to the Tyrannosaurus Rex? The kangaroo, the crocodile, the chicken, or the cow?
The chicken.
Good job.
I knew that.
Scientists have at last uncovered the closest living relative of the mighty T-Rex. For the first time, researchers have sequenced proteins from the long extinct creature, and many of the molecules show a remarkable similarity to the humble chicken.
Chicken.
All right, so you have 1,
Just
2,
with the little
3,
bitty arms,
4,
like chicken.
5, 6. You have 6. He does have
Okay.
little bitty chicken arms. All right, you have 6. I gotta get less than 6.
You can do it. You ready?
Yeah.
Which of the following has more chromosomes than a human? Potato, yellow dung fly, cucumber, roundworm.
This is a stupid one. 2 of these are vegetables. And that makes me really think it's a vegetable. If they're putting 2 vegetables, if it's just 1 vegetable and 3 animals, it's going to be an animal. But 2.
But 2.
I'm going to say potato.
Oh, what?
Humans have a total of 46 chromosomes, while potatoes have 48. All hail our potato overlords. Oh, man.
What did the Chinese government ban in 2018? The letter N? All of these? The word for censorship? Winnie the Pooh.
Would they have censored the word for censorship? And why the letter N?
Maybe it's
Winnie the Pooh, I can
Something
see them
bad.
saying that's Western propaganda, whatever.
he doesn't have any pants on.
Doesn't have any pants on, and we only like Chinese honey. Letter N. That's boggling my mind. Why would the letter N? Like, they have the Ming Dynasty, right? You need an N. But all of these is in here. And it's always all of these. I'm going to say all of these.
Oh, what?
For many for
was
years,
right.
memes diversely comparing Chinese President Xi Jinping to the honey-loving bear. Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh.
Winnie the Pooh is circulating on the internet, so Pooh has periodically been banned. The word for censorship was banned to prevent dissent. You can't be guilty of a crime if nobody can describe it. For one weekend in 2018, the country's censors even banned the use of the letter N on social media sites, possibly because N could be used to refer to the number of terms of office, as in the mathematical equation N greater than 2.
I think it's less than 2.
Less. No, N is greater than 2. That's the triangle's this way.
Oh, right. Maybe it.
Thank you. I thought you were good at math.
Less than.
All right. Third question.
How many X's do you have?
Nuns.
Nuns?
Nuns X's.
Where was the Caesar salad invented? Mexico, Italy, United States, France. It's being tricky.
I think it's Mexico.
Mexico.
Legend
What
has it
is
that
wrong
the
with you?
Italian-American restaurateur Cesar Cardini invented the salad in 1924 in Tijuana, Mexico, when a dinner rush depleted the kitchen supplies. I remember hearing this before and thinking, oh, so it's like Cesar salad. Which is probably kind of racist, and I apologize.
Oh, dear. All right, well, you have to get...
I have to get
all
of these
wrong
wrong to tie
to
these
tie
next
me.
2 questions. Yeah,
Doesn't look good for me.
you're right.
How old was the youngest U.S. mayor? 9, 7, 3, or 15?
3 seems way crazy.
Unless it was like an honorary mayorship for some reason. His dad was mayor and he died, so they gave him the honorary.
Actually, that
mayor.
doesn't make. I mean, that makes enough sense to be possible.
It feels like something we do in the U.S.
It does. I mean, there was a town that had a dog as a mayor. That really happened. I'm gonna say 15. I'm gonna be conservative here. Oh, all right. I'm gonna go all the way to the end. 3. Wow.
Oh my!
In August
gosh.
2012, 3-year-old Robert Bobby Tufts became mayor of Dorset, Minnesota for a 1-year term when his name was drawn from a hat.
Oh, that's so cute.
In 2013, Tufts was elected for a second term. Tufts lost a re-election campaign in 2014 to 16-year-old Eric Mueller. Tufts' 3-year-old brother James was elected in 2015. What is happening?
What?
In Dorset, Minnesota.
Right? Nobody wants to go there. They're like, well, we don't have much options here for mayor.
Come see the 3-year-old mayor. All right, I have 1 X. Last
Oh,
question.
dear. What did people used to say instead of cheese when they were having their picture taken? Chuckaboo? Chuckaboo. Prunes. Eggs. Pow wow.
B. That's a bow wow, like a dog.
Bow wow.
Or the rapper. Wow.
Chuckaboo.
Chuckaboo. Now, see, that makes you go ooh. At
Yeah,
the end.
I
So
would
does
think
prunes.
eggs, maybe.
Eggs. Eggs can work. Bow wow. Bow wow doesn't work either.
2 eggs again.
No. How strange would it be if you just woke up tomorrow and everybody just did eggs and everyone thinks they've done said eggs for pictures their whole life. And you're like, no, it was cheese. I swear we were saying cheese. Eggs. Yeah, it's got to be eggs. It's not eggs.
Who's gonna go prunes when they think
It reminds me of the
yeah.
kissing joke that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do it. I wanna tell the joke. Yeah, it's peaches, peaches, peaches. Like that. Prunes, prunes, prunes. That's a big kiss, big wet kiss. And then alfalfa. Alfalfa.
Not an option.
Chuckaboo.
Chuckaboo. Like
Prunes. Bow wow.
Think of the person taking the photo, not the person like in the photo. Right?
I'm gonna say bow wow.
Chuckaboo.
Bow wow.
Oh, you was wrong again.
I'm gonna say chuckaboo. What on earth? It's prunes?
What?
People in the Victorian era sat down for a photo. They avoided cheesy grins and maintained a more dignified expression by saying prunes.
Prunes.
I get that now. I wasn't thinking of. We weren't smiling. It didn't say smile in the question, did it? I'm just now noticing. It's just when having pictures taken. Prunes.
Prunes. I would still smile because I'm sitting there saying prunes.
But it's normal. It's still. I mean, think about how weird it is to say cheese.
Yeah.
What is it? Say cheese. Cheese. Weird. Eggs make so much sense.
Eggs.
Because I like to smile with my mouth open, too, like that. And that's what it makes you do.
You're going to say eggs every time we take a picture.
I am. That's my new thing. Eggs. I love it. All right. I had 4 X's. You had 6.
Okay.
I go on to win again. You are
course
a
you
loser. Well, that does it for our game. High five. Me.
Yay.
Thank you. I deserve it.
Dude, so excited.
Let's take a trip back to 2004. Before we dive deep into the history of Facebook, let's share some fun, nerdy facts.
All right, let's do it. The first face of Facebook was Al
Pacino.
Pacino.
Come on.
My head automatically wanted to say Al Capone, and I'm like, that's not what it says. Read the word.
Pacino.
Al Pacino, an American actor. The website featured a header image with a man's face obscured by binary code.
And it was Al Pacino's face.
Okay. Yeah. Facebook is the 3rd most popular website in the world after Google and YouTube. Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. Facebook users have uploaded 250 billion photos, which means 350 million photos are uploaded to Facebook every single day. Ugh.
That's a lot.
Facebook is primarily blue because Mark Zuckerberg suffers from red-green color blindness. Didn't know that.
Interesting, right? Yeah. All right. Let's get into it. I'm sorry that I want to see the website I created. So, I'm sure a lot of you have seen the quote-unquote based on a true story movie, The Social Network. Did you ever watch that one?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think you did. That shares the fictionalized version of Zuckerberg launching Facebook. The movie isn't far off from what happened, but there are some things that they added to the movie that just didn't happen, such as Mark deciding to create Facebook after his girlfriend broke up with him in explosive fashion.
That didn't happen. Huh?
Yeah. That wasn't the case. What was the case was that Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss and Divya Narendra were working on an idea for a social networking site called Harvard Connection, which they later renamed Connect You when they tried to spread it to other. Mm-hmm. They sought the help of fellow student Mark Zuckerberg to complete the coding for their website. Zuckerberg agreed to help, but simultaneously worked on his own social networking site, which he later launched as the Facebook.com before he could finish the work on Harvard Connection.
Wow.
ConnectU filed a lawsuit against Zuckerberg and Facebook in 2004, claiming breach of oral contract, breach of the duty of good faith and fair dealing, and misappropriation of their idea. The legal battle was intense and drawn out over about 4 years, highlighting the complexities of intellectual property rights and contract law in this kind of new social media field. Facebook agreed to pay a combination of cash and Facebook shares to the ConnectU founders. However, the exact terms of the settlement are not disclosed. The settlement did not end the dispute entirely. There were subsequent legal skirmishes concerning the valuation of those shares used in the settlement, basically saying that, hey, you said these shares are going to be worth this much. They're only worth half that much, stuff like that. Now, if you ask Zuckerberg, he'll say that none of that went down like that. But since
like that's not how he created it.
right, like
Gotcha.
it didn't happen that way, or they never had an agreement, or whatever. But since the lawsuit ended in a settlement that involved paying quite a big amount of money to the accusers, one might draw the conclusion that there may have been some legitimacy to their claims.
Or they had a really good lawyer.
Or they had a really good lawyer. They all did go to Harvard. What can I say?
Right?
But it might have just been the best way to go about it, because one of the parts of the terms of the agreement that they came to is that Zuckerberg would then buy ConnectU.
Okay.
Buy them out. And I think that portion of it was like for $31 million.
Good.
Like bought it out.
Gracious.
And then immediately closed it down.
I'll buy it. Put it in the trash.
And Facebook has done a lot of buying companies over the years. Well, you might know some of the most famous ones, like they bought Instagram, they bought WhatsApp, they bought Oculus VR. As of October 2022, they have actually acquired 100 companies and assets.
Wow.
Facebook paid $1 billion in cash in stock in 2012 for Instagram, and they have kept it largely separate. Like it remained an app-only photo sharing site until TikTok took off. And then they largely transitioned to Reels content, and now it's at least half Reels or videos. And
I have not been on Instagram in a long time.
So
I tried to get on the other day, and I was like, I don't even know what I'm looking at.
right, it's different.
Yeah,
It's
I
way
found out
different
my
than
brother,
it used to be.
He's got like 3 kids and doesn't live here, and I never like get to see them. He doesn't post on Facebook. But
he
I found
posts?
out he does Instagram.
Ah,
Like, oh, and I don't even know what to do to find him. I'm like, where do I forgot how you work? And then you changed anyway.
yeah, it's a lot different. But this
Photo on there is like pre-kids. My photo.
oh yeah, your photo is way
Oh
old.
my goodness.
It's still the first photo that we put on there
Yeah,
for you.
it's a really good photo.
It's
that
one
I
for you at Steak and Shake, right? That's the one. It's where you have the really short hair and you're wearing the red shirt. It's at Steak and Shake.
Wow.
We took that photo the one time we ever went to a Steak and Shake. Way early in our marriage. So really with the Reels push, like we talked about it earlier, it's the first time that they've kind of crossed over with Facebook directly, because Facebook now pushes the Reels, and then when you open them, if you want to comment on it, it gives you a button say you can comment on Instagram, and so they open the Instagram app. Yeah, it's pretty smart. I bet it works. In 2014, Facebook paid a whopping $19 billion for WhatsApp, which apparently was 20 times larger than Instagram, their acquisition there. I have never used WhatsApp. That is primarily a teenage communication app, from what I can tell.
I thought it was like just kind of like a texting kind of thing.
Essentially.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it's essentially that, but there's more, a little bit more to it.
Okay.
It's basically teenage messenger, I guess at its core. I don't know what else it can do. I'm sure it can do a lot
Messenger
more.
bought out? Like, was Messenger a separate thing? And then like
Not the app, but elements to create it. Yeah. Like they bought elements from other companies and other apps to
put them in there.
build it. And they did that for a lot of the stuff that they do. A lot of the newer things.
Well, he does like to steal ideas.
Has he had an original one? I'm not sure. Also, in 2014, Facebook/Meta bought Oculus VR, which was a key component in their metaverse streams, which hasn't really solidified.
Yeah.
Like, at first, it really looked like VR was going to be the future, especially around COVID time. And then the hype really died down just because... Well, it didn't
We're allowed
look
to go outside now.
that too, but it didn't look anything like what. It still doesn't look anything like what Zuckerberg promised. Like I think it was like 2 years after he announced the metaverse and launched it, he took a photo of his avatar standing in front of like a digital Eiffel Tower or something, and it was just the worst graphics you've ever seen. It was Nintendo 64 graphics, and people just tore it apart, just going, this is what you want us to buy into? This is not virtual reality. You're standing in a cartoon.
I see.
Like,
I
that's
see.
not what we promised. So yeah, it's not going great. Apple, however, is now trying to pick up the pace with its own VR headset, which it does not refer to as a VR headset. It says it is a spatial computer,
Okay.
one that you wear on your face.
A spatial computer.
Yeah. Now, the main difference with the Apple one, at least from, I mean, I'm sure there's 1,000 differences, but the main visual difference is that the screen itself that you're looking at is not enclosed. It's just like a dark monitor, but you can still see through it. And so you can see people and you can see objects. Now, it can encase itself to where it won't let you see through it. But like, it has the ability to tell if like someone walks up to you in real life, and it'll like scoot everything to the side. Like, it's a pretty cool looking
That's
stuff.
cool. Cool.
If they can make anything out of it. I mean,
Right.
it's still requiring people to wear a thing on their face.
Every time I think about that kind of stuff, I think about that Community episode with the dean.
Worlds within worlds.
I'm filing. Isn't he like file or something?
I've set the time zone. Jesus wept. Stop saying Jesus wept. It's such a good episode. Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Season 6, baby. Hashtag and a movie. Let's go. So we have acquired a MetaQuest 2 from a friend. We have yet to put it on our faces. So
I don't even know. I've never even seen it.
that's right.
I-
It's
I
in
don't
there.
believe you.
I don't believe you that we even have it. It is in there. Collecting dust. All right, so let's get into the sketchy stuff, the real sketchy stuff. In 2007, they launched Facebook Beacon, which was a targeted ad system that published users' activities on external sites without their permission, creating significant privacy concerns and resulting in a class action lawsuit.
Yeah, I could see
Beacon
that.
was shut down in 2009. In 2011, the Facebook timeline was created, which at first people were not happy with.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if you remember that, but people did not like the timeline when they first created it. And this was the chronological one. They're like, yeah, bah, no.
What did they?
You just
What-
went
what
to your
was it
friends.
before?
You just went to your friends' pages. Like, if you
Oh.
want to see how they were doing, you went to their page.
Oh.
Yeah.
like-
but again,
I feel like
we
I'm-
joined when it was
I'm
already
being
in place.
Snoopy if I like go to somebody's page.
But that's what you did on MySpace. You updated your page, and then people would come to your page.
Okay, it's like come visit my shop, like kind of thing.
Kinda, sure. Why not? But it did eventually grow on everyone. And then as soon as everyone started liking it, they switched it up, as we talked about, to keep, instead of keeping things in chronological order, they'd put stuff that you hadn't seen at the top, constantly refreshing to keep you scrolling forever.
You know what's really annoying about the not chronological?
Huh.
When you're trying to keep up with someone, like they're going through something, you know, but they're sharers and they actually like put everything that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll see a post from 2 days ago before I see the post from 2 hours ago.
Right. I don't like that it will refresh automatically.
Oh yeah.
If it was only like you went up to the top and you pulled it down and did the refresh motion when it refreshed,
No.
that would be great.
Yeah.
But no, I will have scrolled past something, thought, oh, wait, I want to go read that. And I'll scroll back up and it will immediately refresh on me as I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what that said. I don't know what page it was on. I don't know where to find it. So it's gone. It's gone forever.
Or they do these whole like 10-day challenges, like this is day 5 of post a photo that makes you happy.
Uh-huh.
and I see like the random days. Like
Right.
you don't see.
Like it's pulling stuff from December still for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is happening?
Right. Yeah.
I don't care about
Yeah.
that now.
And it'll be like up at the top.
Yeah.
Like,
Just because I didn't see it then doesn't mean I'm interested in it now, a month and a half later.
that's old news. We don't care what their tree looked like anymore.
Right? In 2012, featured posts, aka ads, began showing up in feeds.
Hey.
It was a lot less intrusive initially, though. It was like once every 10 posts, and now it is like every third post. It's ridiculous. In 2018, this is a big one, the Cambridge Analytica data scandal started, involving the collection of personally identified information of up to 87 million Facebook users. The data was collected by Cambridge Analytica, a British political consulting firm, through an app called This Is Your Digital Life that you could get on Facebook. Like it was an app on Facebook. While the app was used by only around 270,000 people, it accessed not only their data, but also the data of their friends on Facebook, leading to a massive data breach.
Wow.
Cambridge Analytica used this data to build psychological profiles of users, which were then allegedly used to influence voter opinion in various political events. This included the 2016 United States presidential election and the Brexit referendum. The scandal raised significant concerns about privacy, data security, and the influence of social media in political processes. It also led to the intense scrutiny of Facebook's data practices, prompting changes in how the platform handles user data and its relationships with third-party developers. Then in May of 2021, a massive data breach exposed the personal data of 530 million users. In a separate incident not related to Cambridge Analytica.
Wow.
So after that, Facebook Incorporated changed its name to Meta Platforms. And frankly, I'd want to change my name too.
I don't understand how did they influence the vote? Like it was.
So what I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, from that time, because I was listening to in election times, I usually listen a little bit more to political radios stuff. And I think it was like they would do targeted ads against whatever you were for. Like if they were trying to push one political agenda in both of those situations, Brexit and the election. And so they would just bombard you with stuff that goes against what you believe to try and convince you not to vote that way. If I remember that correctly.
But if in all their little scrutinizing of you and your personal opinions, if you were on their side, you didn't get those ads?
You would get stuff that reinforced those opinions.
Okay.
That's why I said, like, it was making psychological profiles to see how to best influence you on Facebook. So
no more generic ad for everybody.
Right. Which, I mean, is kind of how all ads are tailored, right? Uh-huh. But it's just because it was pushing a political agenda in a way that didn't go along normal algorithm lines. Because typically algorithms will just kind of put you in an echo chamber politically. You will see ads that already agree with what you stand for.
I guess that makes sense.
But this was giving you the opposite if you didn't agree with them. Sketchy. Sus. So now that we've taken a look back at Facebook's history, a lot of it bad, it's hard to deny that Facebook has been one of the most influential websites on the planet. Mm-hmm. And it has weaved its way into all corners of the internet. I mean, you have to be pretty huge to convince tons of websites to allow you to sign in with your Facebook account.
Right.
Instead of creating a new account on their website.
Right.
Despite not being directly connected to Facebook.
That's true.
Only Gmail has a bigger reach in that regard. There are plenty of positives and plenty of negatives to social media in general. So we asked the LTN Facebook group, Love Thy Nerd Community, how often do you use Facebook and what do you use it for? So we have a few answers. Brandon says, I never really got on it when I first signed up. I really got on, or I only really got on to keep in touch with friends. Now I get on several times a day just because it's there on my phone. I know what I'm giving up for Lent this year. I feel like that's probably what pushed my initial drive with it. And I was the same way with Twitter back then. It's like, I don't have much else to do.
Right.
And so
Sitting
that
here
was
on
my
the
scroll.
toilet.
You gotta call me out like that. It's everybody. It's everybody. Now we all know TikTok is for toilet time now. And it's great. It really helps take my mind off of things. What did we do before? Did we just sit there and experience
You pooped
it?
and got out of there. That's what you
You
did.
just sat there and felt it as it happened to you.
Oh, crap.
Experienced every
Next
moment of
topic.
it.
Let's see what Tim had to say, shall we?
Tim says, I still use it every day, but what I use it for has changed. I mainly use it to connect with groups interested in similar things. I almost never pay attention to personal posts on my feed anymore. So that's essentially what I do, yeah. Which I think is great. Really, and Facebook realized this too a few years ago, that people were mainly using groups and spending more of their time in groups when they're in the app. And so they really started pushing, do groups, man. Stop caring about the main feed. Get in a group. Get into several groups. Mikkel says, I use Facebook almost every day for seeing what obscure acquaintances are doing, which I guess is what you're saying. Like you snoop into people's lives that are far away that you can't snoop into in person.
Yeah. Exactly.
If they put it out there, it's not really snooping, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
Brian says, use it most days to see some entertaining memes or pretty landscape photos. Other times it's kind of my job to make sure people are being civil and following rules of the group. Brian is our main social community manager right now for both the Discord and the Facebook group. So that's what he's saying. He's the one that quashes all the beef that starts to come up, which isn't often. Like I'm in the mod group. I see what happens, what people do. I'm not actually a mod, but I can just see the processes.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. Megan, our friend Megan. I'm saying this perfectly. Megan Cannon. I'm saying this directly because she's going to be addressing me directly. Okay. So just so you know, this is Megan Mo from the Back Row Morning Show that I did with her for several years. She says, because you love pointing out how I use Facebook annoyingly, I use it far more now than when I first joined, and for a totally different reason. I used to use it to keep family far away updated on the happenings of the family. Now, as you've said before, I use it as somewhat as a personal journal / diary. Going back and looking at my memories from when I first joined is like stepping back in time and remembering things I otherwise would have totally forgotten about. So I lean into those purposes far more these days. If something big or small happens that I think I'll one day want to remember, it becomes a journal entry via Facebook. LOL. Not to mention, and again, you can yell at me, it's how I store my photos. Okay, so let me explain for those, because I've definitely gone into this on the Back Row Morning Show back when. But just for anyone that's new, okay, it's not that I hate that she stores her photos there. A lot of people store I have so many photos on Facebook, okay? I get it. I hate she posts every single photo, which she takes a lot of photos, twice. She posts them initially as she takes them, and then at the end of every month or week or so, some set period of time, she posts them again into an album. Oh. And so you see all the photos
again
twice.
That makes
and it's confusing. It makes sense, and I'm sure it's easier for her to.
Like I recall seeing.
Yeah, she has like
kids,
it's every season.
I'm like I thought
she does like winter.
I saw that happen.
Winter 2023.
Yes.
When, that's what she just wrapped up, or what she's wrapping up now. Like that's what she does. And yeah, That's what it is. It's like, I've already seen this photo. How am I still seeing this photo?
Yeah.
And like, oh, I've seen all of these because she posted it again. That's what bugs me. She's the only one I know who does that. I'm sure there are plenty of people who do. And again, I'm sure it works really well for her because she's been doing it for, I think, over a decade. And it is very easy to just find those things whenever you want to find them, that period of time. But it bugs me.
I've gotten out of control with the photos on my phone.
But you don't post for anybody.
No.
Like, none of them are posted.
No,
You just have them.
And yeah. And they get sent to Dropbox if I remember.
I think, yeah. You got to do that every now and then. Yeah.
Occasionally. But I've gotten really... I used to go in and just every couple days I would filter and take out...
Cut out the garbage ones?
Cut out the garbage.
Like the ones where the kids get a hold of the phone and take 37,000?
37 pictures of a chin.
Just the mouth.
Just, yeah. Or Eli got really into taking pictures of his toys at one time.
Yeah. I mean, I
But
did
it
that.
would be like 25 photos of the same
True.
thing.
You gotta
Pick the one that you
mix it up.
like. Yeah.
Gotta mix it up. I ran a very popular Instagram account.
That's another thing that I'm annoyed with past Daedra about.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. We were new parents.
Yes.
And I would post, 20 pictures of Eli.
So many pictures
but
of
they
Eli.
would all be similar,
Yeah.
right? But to me, every
Everyone
picture was different,
and
right?
different enough to be important.
Different,
Yeah.
yes. But I know it had to have annoyed so many people. Like, there's the same photo. There's the same.
And it also annoys you now.
Yes.
Because now you're like, well, I could have just kept that photo because that's the best photo.
Yeah, I could.
And that's what we do with our other two kids. Like,
Right.
here's 50 photos. Let's find the best one. All right, that's the
I don't
one.
even know if she gets her photos. We have a daughter.
I take her photo a lot.
I'm teasing. Yes, I do too. But
not compared to Eli. We took so many pictures and videos of Eli.
yeah.
And then by the time Johnny came around, we're like, all right, well, we're over that phase. It's not new anymore.
Also, I don't even know how much, besides my, I think, cover photo of me and the kids, I don't know how much I've ever posted of Natalie.
Posted wise, yeah. I think I've posted more than you, and I haven't posted a lot.
Yeah.
Of Natalie.
Yeah.
She's adorable. She deserves to be posted a lot, but we're out of that phase. With Facebook.
Sorry, people.
Sorry.
I'm
Those
taking
photos
on my phone for me.
Those are for us now. Yeah. That cuteness is all for us. Well, we sure banked out of that poll a little left of center. But hey, that wraps up this week's look at Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of Facebook? Do you still use it? If so, what are you using it for? Sounded kind of funny. Are you one of
Sounded kind of accusatory.
What are
If so, what are
using
you
it
using it for? Loser.
Are you one of those diehards who still plays Farmville?
Remember getting those notifications?
Oh,
Frank wants you
yes.
to give you 100 Farmville eggs or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it was so annoying.
We want to know. Tell us on the socials at Nerd History LTN.
Subscribe to the Nerd History Podcast via the Love Thy Nerd YouTube channel or on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. And find us on lovethynerd.com/nerdhistorypod.
And also, we have our daily Today in Nerd History short and article that comes out every day at lovethynerd.com/nerdhistory with photos and nerdy facts.
Oh, gosh. Did you hear that?
Surprise, everything.
Goodness gracious. We have received a message from the nerd future. It looks like we've just received a press release from Meta Platforms in the year 2198.
What does it say?
That is almost 200 years in the future. It says, today, Meta Corporation, a pioneer in social media and virtual reality, has made the difficult decision to permanently shut down its flagship platform, Facebook. This decision comes after a series of unprecedented events involving our MetaQuest 20 virtual reality system and a sentient AI entity known as the like button. In recent weeks, it was discovered that the AI like button had developed sentience and was utilizing hypnotic techniques to influence MetaQuest 20 users. The AI's actions led users to purchase excessive amounts of memorabilia, particularly Stanley Cups, a phenomenon that raised serious ethical and safety concerns. Meta Corporation prioritizes the safety and well-being of its users above all else. After thorough consultation with leading AI ethicists, technologists, and user safety experts, we have concluded that the most responsible course of action is to deactivate Facebook. This decision is not made lightly given Facebook's historic role in connecting billions of people across the globe for nearly 2 centuries. We are committed to ensuring a smooth transition for all of our users, and we're providing resources and support to help migrate communities and networks to alternative platforms. Meta Corporation will also be intensifying its focus on enhancing AI safety and ethics in our other products and services. We deeply regret any inconvenience or disappointment this decision may cause. If you encounter a like button during any of your online activities, immediately shut down your MetaQuest 20 cranial implant or risk being digitally hypnotized to purchase an unreasonable amount of Stanley Cups. Such a phenomenon hasn't occurred since the great TikTok invasion of 2024, where we all learned about in our history books, where Stanley Cups nearly overtook our society and government. If someone you know is seen with a Stanley Cup in real life, don't risk it. Report them to the police immediately. For more information, support, and updates, please visit our official Meta Corporation website. Wow.
Wow.
The future looks bleak.
Yeah, I'm glad I got Miyoki and not Stanley.
Who knew Stanley Cups could be so insidious?
I wonder how big they are in the year 2198.
They're like mini homes. You
Yeah.
just big thing. You live in it.
Mm-hmm.
You soak in your coffee, and you drink it as you soak in it.
It's got a big straw.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Spilled.
It's got multiple straws from every angle. For more information, oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm reading the thing again. That's not the outro to the show. We'll be back next week as we travel back in time to another event to celebrate in nerd history. Once again, I'm Radio Matt.
And I'm Deidre.
And remember, in the past, present, and future,
Jesus loves you, nerds.